The eagle is a symbol of strength, power, and wisdom. But did you know that the eagle is also known for its silence? Have you ever watched an eagle soar through the sky? It moves with effortless grace and power. It seems to be completely at peace with itself and the world around it. But what is the secret to the eagle's power and peace? It is the power of silence. The eagle knows that in silence, it can find clarity, focus, and wisdom. It knows that silence is essential for its survival and success. So in this video, we will explore the 7 lessons from eagle silence and how we can apply them to our own lives. Lesson number 1. Silence gives us perspective. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt overwhelmed and confused? Maybe you were going through a difficult time in your personal life, or maybe you were facing a challenge at work. When we are in these situations, it can be helpful to take a step back and gain some perspective. This is where silence can be a powerful tool. When we are silent, we are able to step back from the noise and chaos of life and see things more clearly. We can gain a better understanding of ourselves, our relationships, and the world around us. Imagine you are standing in a forest. The trees are so tall that they block out the sun. It's dark and gloomy. You can't see very far ahead of you. Suddenly, you hear a noise. It's an eagle. It's flying high above the trees. The eagle has a different perspective than you do. It can see the entire forest. It can see the mountains in the distance. It can see the river that runs through the forest. When we are silent, we are able to gain a similar perspective. We are able to step back from our own problems and see the bigger picture. This can be helpful in many different situations. For example, if you are struggling with a relationship, taking some time for silence can help you to understand your partner's perspective better. If you are facing a challenge at work, taking some time for silence can help you to come up with a creative solution. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. After a few minutes, you may start to feel more calm and centered. This is when you can begin to reflect on your life and gain new perspectives. Lesson number 2. Silence helps us to focus. The eagle is a predator. It needs to be able to focus its attention on its prey in order to catch it. The eagle's vision is so sharp that it can see its prey from miles away. It can even see small movements in the grass. When the eagle spots its prey, it focuses its vision on it and blocks out everything else. It ignores the other animals in the area and the distractions around it. The eagle's ability to focus is essential for its survival. It allows it to catch food and avoid predators. We can all learn from the eagle's ability to focus. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with distractions. It can be difficult to concentrate on anything for more than a few minutes. However, when we are silent, we are able to focus our attention on what is truly important. We can avoid distractions and concentrate on the task at hand. For example, if you have a big project to work on, it can be helpful to start by taking some time for silence. Sit down in a quiet place and focus on your project. Don't check your email or social media. Just focus on the task at hand. You will be surprised at how much more productive you can be when you're focused. So next time, when you have an important task to complete, try taking some time for silence before you begin. Focus your attention on the task and avoid distractions. Lesson number 3. Silence brings us wisdom. The eagle is a wise bird. It has learned to survive in the harshest of conditions. The eagle's wisdom comes from its experience. It has seen a lot in its lifetime. It has seen the good and the bad. It has seen the beauty and the ugliness of the world. In silence, we are able to tap into our own inner wisdom. We can reflect on our experiences and learn from our mistakes. We all have inner wisdom. It's the voice inside of us that tells us what is right and wrong. It's the voice that guides us when we are lost. However, it can be difficult to hear our inner wisdom when we are constantly surrounded by noise and distractions. But when we are silent, we are able to quiet the mind and listen to our inner voice. We can reflect on our experiences and learn from our mistakes. We can also gain new insights into ourselves and the world around us. For example, if you are going through a difficult time in your life, taking some time for silence can help you to understand the root of your problems and find solutions. If you are trying to make a big decision, taking some time for silence can help you to clarify your thoughts and make the best decision for you. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. After a few minutes, you may start to feel more calm and centered. This is when you can begin to listen to your inner wisdom and intuition. Lesson number 4. Silence promotes creativity. The eagle is a creative bird. It builds its nest in the most difficult to reach places. This requires a lot of planning and ingenuity. The eagle is able to tap into its creative side because it is silent. When the eagle is soaring through the sky, it has time to think and dream. It is not distracted by noise or other people. We all have a creative side. It's the part of us that comes up with new ideas and solutions to problems. However, it can be difficult to tap into our creative side when we are constantly bombarded with noise and distractions. This is where silence comes in. When we are silent, we are able to quiet the mind and let our creativity flow. We can come up with new ideas and solutions to problems that we never would have thought of before. For example, if you are stuck on a problem at work, taking some time for silence can help you to come up with a new solution. If you are feeling uninspired in your creative work, taking some time for silence can help you to find new inspiration. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Allow your mind to wander. See what new ideas come to you. Lesson number 5. Silence builds strength. The eagle is a strong bird. It can withstand the harshest of weather conditions. It can also fly for long distances without getting tired. The eagle's strength comes from its inner strength. It has learned to be patient, resilient, and self-controlled. Silence helps us to develop our inner strength. It teaches us to be patient with ourselves and others. It teaches us to persevere through challenges. It teaches us to control our thoughts and emotions. We all have inner strength. It's the part of us that allows us to overcome challenges and setbacks. However, it can be difficult to access our inner strength when we are constantly bombarded with noise and distractions. But when we are silent, we are able to quiet the mind and connect with our inner strength. We can learn to be more patient, resilient, and self-controlled. For example, if you are going through a difficult time in your life, taking some time for silence can help you to develop the strength to persevere. If you are trying to achieve a challenging goal, taking some time for silence can help you to stay focused and motivated. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. After a few minutes, you may start to feel more calm and centered. This is when you can begin to connect with your inner strength. Lesson number 6. Silence fosters peace. Eagle gliding through the air with effortless grace. The eagle is a peaceful bird. It glides through the air with effortless grace. It is not disturbed by the noise and chaos of the world below. The eagle finds peace in silence. When the eagle is soaring high above the earth, it is able to let go of all its worries and troubles. It can simply enjoy the beauty of the world and the feeling of being free. We all need peace in our lives. The world can be a noisy and chaotic place. It can be difficult to find peace when we are constantly bombarded with information and demands. Silence is a powerful tool that can help us to find inner peace. When we are silent, we are able to quiet the mind and let go of our worries and anxieties. We can simply be present in the moment and experience the peace of silence. For example, if you are feeling stressed or anxious, taking some time for silence can help you to calm down and center yourself. If you are having trouble sleeping, taking some time for silence before bed can help you to relax and fall asleep more easily. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. After a few minutes, you may start to feel more calm and centered. This is when you can begin to experience the peace of silence. Lesson number 7. Silence connects us to God. The eagle is a spiritual bird. It is often seen as a messenger from God. The eagle soars high above the earth, closer to God than any other creature. It is in the silence of the sky that the eagle hears God's voice and receives His guidance. We all have a spiritual side. It's the part of us that connects us to God. However, it can be difficult to connect with our spiritual side when we are constantly bombarded with noise and distractions. But when we are silent, we are able to quiet the mind and listen to God's voice. We can receive His guidance and direction for our lives. For example, if you are feeling lost or confused, taking some time for silence can help you to hear God's voice and receive His guidance. If you are facing a difficult decision, taking some time for silence can help you to make the right decision according to God's will. So I encourage you to make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit still and close your eyes. Pray and listen for God's voice. As we have explored the 7 lessons from Eagle Silence, the eagle teaches us that silence is a powerful tool. It can help us to gain perspective, focus, creativity, strength, peace, and a deeper connection to God. So in life, I encourage you to embrace the power of silence in your own life. Make time for silence each day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Allow your thoughts and emotions to come and go without judgment. You may be surprised at how helpful silence can be for your overall well-being, success, and spiritual growth. What is one way that you can embrace the power of silence in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, and stay blessed.